The tragic news of Russia blowing up a dam in Ukraine is moving the grains market because it could cause massive flooding to crops. We have Phil Flynn, a Fox Business Network contributor, standing by. Phil, what can you tell us about this situation?
It's creating more uncertainty and volatility. In the flooding of the fields, we already know, Angie, that the Ukraine grain crop is going to be down because of the war, but this escalation significantly raises the risk for global supplies. And as we talked about before, Angie, global supplies of grains are very, very tight, and the market is really counting on the U.S. farmer to bail out the world. But the possibility of these increased tensions could have a major impact on grain prices, especially if things get worse. Right now, the world has a very tenuous deal with Russia to allow grains to come through the North Port, the Ukrainian grains. If they decide to renege on that agreement and we lose the crops coming from Russia, and the Ukraine, it could have a significant impact on these prices. And of course, we still have to get to the bottom of how this was blown up, this dam. And we also have to look at the damage to these fields, because as you know, sometimes they flood these fields, they might not be able to produce for many, many years.
What's the trade?
I think the trade right now is to buy long-dated calls in the grain markets. One of the things that you can do very cheaply is look out to December of 24 for corn. You can probably pick up an $8 call for a couple of $100. So very low risk trade because you have a lot of time, but there is risk in it, obviously. Or you can even go out to the July soybeans a year out. So even if things don't develop as dramatically this year as they might, the risks are still there later on. So by buying further out, you'll have a lot of time to cover the potential upside risk of these developing stories in grain.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.